Hey.
Yo, yo.
Hello. Happy Sunday, all.
Is it Sunday already?
I have no idea. Hold on. Here, let's do this. You guys know I always have issues. Hold on. What? Okay, hold on. This is always so annoying to me because there we go. Okay, now we're up and rolling. So, hey guys, happy Sunday. We just got back from our retreat. What's this?
We,
yes, not as in me and my multiple personalities. Me and my husband.
That's another video.
That is another video. So we just got back from Washington, and I'm a little tired, to be totally honest. We had the best time. We drove up Thursday afternoon and to Ridgefield, Washington, and I feel like you need to scoot back. Your head's almost out of the screen. Maybe you need to come this way. Come in here. Come in for the real thing, honey.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Oh my gosh. So, anyways, we got back from our retreat today. We were there for 3.5 days. Is that right?
Yeah, Thursday, Friday.
There's like, yeah, 2 and then 2 halves. So, we had a great time. And people have asked me, well, what are you going for? And I was like, I don't really know how to explain it. And what it was a retreat that we earned through health coaching and helping people, and which was awesome. And so really we went, and there was training, of course, which is always awesome. But I think probably the best things that we got out of it would be the conversation and the community that we had, just with the people that we were with. And you guys, when you have people in your life, we all have people in our life, right? Whether we know it or not. Hey, Seth.
What's up, homie?
You guys, that's our community. The people that you surround yourself with is your community. I had no idea what community was 2.5 years ago. Did you? Did you know, Rye?
Well, if you would have asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said community. That sounds dumb. I don't need community.
Yeah, because we're like, we don't need people.
Like,
We're
have
good.
you, and I have our kids and dogs, and like, that's my community. I don't need anybody else.
George is Ryan's community.
That's still true. He was the first one to say hi to me when we got home.
He was waiting on the driveway for Ryan, like, hey, buddy. Anyways, so we really had no idea what community was. We didn't understand the importance of relationships in our life outside of each other, I would say. That is good.
That's good.
High five, baby.
We're bringing that back.
Bringing it back. We're bringing back the high five. We also used to think that was stupid when people high five, but we don't think that way anymore.
It's back, Jackie.
Anyway, so you guys, the people that we're surrounded by, they are either positively influencing you or they are dragging you down. And that's just a matter of fact. Or maybe they're on your same energy level and they're not really, maybe that's fine. I don't know. But this group of people that we were around was truly, they lift you up. They pour into you. And do you guys know what I think is here's an interesting test of the people that you surround yourself by. Think of something you really want to accomplish in your life that's important to you. Whether it's, gosh, I'd love to have this car, or I would love to retire at the age of 45, or I want to take my family on a huge vacation, or I want to change careers. So something in your life that would be like an achievement. So if you tell that achievement to your community, the people in your life, what's their reaction? That's a test of really the people in your life. If they're like, that's dumb. Well, why do you need to do that? Well, that's not, you're not even going to enjoy yourself. I went there once and it was horrible.
Yeah, or who do you think you are? You can't you're so flashy. Like you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so I'm curious, you guys, that's how you know if they're like, that's awesome. You're going to love it. That's a great experience. You guys, that is like a really good test of the people in your life. If they are going to build you up and encourage you, or if they're going to find the negativity, the wrong, oh, that's dumb, if they're going to flip you crap for your dreams.
If they figure out every reason you can't.
Or shouldn't.
Or
why that's a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
Then you guys, you know what? Maybe those aren't your people. And, yeah, our community has changed a lot. We love, honestly, everybody in our life that's in there, super actively in our lives, or kind of, we see you every once in a while. We really have a great group of people around us between our family and friends. but we've also really added to it, I would say, in the last couple of years. And I'm so thankful because it's really great to be around people who just want to build you up, lift you up, encourage you, love on you. And here's part of love, you guys, with like, you know, in friendships and things. You should be around people that show you your blind spots, that are not just yes men.
Ooh.
That's good, right?
Sometimes
It's
you don't want to
hard.
hear it. Sometimes
It's
you
kind
don't
of
want to hear
hard.
it.
You know what? I love the people in my life that can lovingly give me feedback and be like, Brittany, you know, you were a little off here. Not in a like, you're wrong, you're bad at this. Not like that, but like in a way of, hey, you know, I noticed this might be a blind spot for you. And I encourage you to kind of look at that. And you guys, that's where there's growth, is in those people who, when they lovingly can kind of show you like areas where you have potential to grow.
What did Charlene say that one time to me? Love, love, spank, spank.
She goes, that's how they do it in the South. Love, love, spank, spank. Yeah, so of course, you know, always making sure that people know that you have good intentions when you're giving them feedback and that it's a good time, right? That's important. You need to know when the delivery is going to be received well. So that's what we were doing this weekend. We went on an awesome hike to Beacon Rock. We climbed, if you looked at my stories, go check out my Facebook stories and Ryan's as well. We climbed this huge rock and it was only 2 miles. It was fairly steep but not horrible. It was beautiful. It looked over the entire Columbia River Gorge. It was gorgeous. We had a great time doing that with about 12 other people.
Yeah.
And you guys, it's, yeah, you know what? Find people in your life that you love to do things with. And that when you get to the top of something like that, you're like, good job, guys, we did it. You know, it was just such a blast. And then we went on the Portland Spirit one night for dinner with 107. The boat was filled with only health coaches, and that was such a great time. And I had so much fun. We had the best time on this boat. What was your favorite part?
Of the dinner cruise?
Yeah.
Well, I love the river, and it's a spot I hadn't been before. We've been up, I've been up around Wilsonville, the Newburgh, and the Willamette River, which is just a river, you know, where we live, but it's pretty good size. And so I've been on it quite a bit, and when we go on our river, it's the same river, but it's just upstream, probably, 40, 50 miles. And it was really neat to see the houses.
There were some beautiful, massive houses that I had no idea. I think they were in like the Lake Oswego area, we decided.
Yeah, probably.
Go figure.
It was really, I love the water. And so it was really neat to be on the river, and we had all of our friends, and we were looking at the houses, and it was a beautiful Oregon fall evening.
It was gorgeous.
Where it was warm, the sun was out.
The dinner was amazing, you guys. Usually,
food was great.
So here's me on a thing like that. I just think of like a big boat, like a floating RV, and I'm like, how can they even cook a good dinner in this thing? Like, you never know what the quality is going to be. It was just like out of the park. It was so good. The conversation was amazing. We were with 3 other couples, and we just sat at the table and we laughed. I've never laughed so hard. It was just so awesome. So we had a great time with that. The hike was great. The property that we were at during the day was just gorgeous. It was just such a great time.
Yeah, the hosts were so generous.
So generous. You guys, room, board, food, everything was paid for us. And you know what? That's another thing of your community that I want to challenge you to look at is, do you and do the people that you surround yourself with have a mindset of abundance, or is it scarcity? And if you don't know the difference, go to my blog, actually, stylelifewithbritt.com. And I wrote a blog about this, of what is scarcity and what is abundance, like as far as your mindset goes. So if you find yourself always saying things like, I can't afford it, or, oh, that must be nice, or we don't have enough, you know, those kind of things that can come out of our mouths sometimes, myself included, Ryan too, totally would admit that, or I don't have enough time, you know, things like that.
And that's the thing, it's about time, it's about being generous with finances, and it doesn't mean you have millions and millions of dollars. It just means your mindset. What is your mindset? Brittany writes it. It's really well written.
Yeah, so you can go check that out. If you're kind of curious about that concept, like I said, I wrote a blog about it like weeks ago, so you could go check that out. But we were around a lot of people, just an abundance mindset, and you guys, it was so great. Everybody's pitching in, helping, so loving. It was just such a positive environment. So I really want to encourage everybody, find people like that. Get in those circles of people. And if that's something that you're like, that sounds really great, but I'm not sure how, we have a lot of different communities that we're actually a part of that we'd love to help plug you into. So we have some updates for you. Last week, I was talking about how we were not eating out. And I said, I'm going to get the total. I'm going to total up August, what we spent eating out. And I have it right here. In August, we spent just shy of $600 eating out just at restaurants, you guys. And these are not nice, fancy dinners.
No, we never went for like a steak dinner with the kids or anything.
No.
Not once.
This is like Mexican food, the taco truck, Dairy Queen, Carl's Jr., like whatever. I actually don't think Carl's Jr. was on it. But, like Subway, like those places, you guys, $600. That does not include our grocery budget. And so this is actually, I have this conversation with a lot of people just with like talking about their health. When I do, just like shares with people, what I mean by that is like when I'm on a phone call with somebody, just asking about their health and they're curious in the program that we coach because they want to feel better in their body. We talk a lot about like, well, what are you spending on your food right now? Because healthy finances is a part of what we coach. And so I thought, I'm going to look at our finances and see how much are we spending eating out. So $600. Like I said, that is not including groceries. That is not including coffee. Mm-hmm. That's like, because you guys know me, I love my coffee. I was like, we're going to put coffee not in the eating out budget.
Coffee gets its own
special
budget.
Space. Yeah, that's its own priority. So that was that. And our grocery bill was about $450. This is all in August. This month, when I added this up, we were already $100 over on that grocery part. So we were like at $563 is what I have here, but no eating out. So you guys, if you see that change, so of course, if we're not eating out and eating those meals out, of course our grocery bill is going to go up. That's only logical, right? Because we're needing more food at home if we're only eating at home. But, so I'm thinking that the savings is probably going to be around $400.
I would think so.
This month, just not eating out.
And the other thing is when we were eating out all the time, we'd still go to the grocery store and then we'd have salad or, stuff.
Throw it away because it goes
bad. We'd
bad.
come home and we go, oh, well, we didn't eat that. That's right in the garbage. So there's $4 or $5 how many times a month? Mm-hmm. Just throwing it right in the garbage.
Yeah. And so this is also something we've been really working on so far in September. And we're going to move it into October. So I'll let you guys know what we decide is like our next area to kind of lean out on as we kind of go through this journey of healthy finances. And really, like I told you guys last week, I've always been great at, earning, but I'm also really great at spending. And you guys, spending is a habit. I think a lot of times we go, well, I have to have that, but do you? I don't know. I didn't need to obviously eat out because it's the 22nd of the month and we haven't eaten out since August and we're alive.
It's also funny how we decided we're not going to eat out. And then you're out and you're running around and most of the time it's like, oh, hey, let's
get a burger.
Yeah, let's go run to Jimmy John's and grab a sandwich for everybody.
Yeah.
But now since we decided, it's not even a thought in our head. So it's not like, oh, well, we really want to eat out. It's like,
oh, but we can't.
Yeah, it's not like that at all. It's just, oh, we're not going to do that. So it's not even a thought in our mind. It's just like, oh, what do we have at home? Let's just go home and we'll make, sandwiches or whatever.
Yeah, or like, oh, we're going to be out for like quite a while. Ryan and I try to eat, and our kids too, every 2 to 3 hours. And so if we're like, oh man, we're going to be gone for like 4 hours, great. Let's make sure we have everything we need in the car. And because we're not eating out. And like I said,
how much better does it feel?
Yeah, better, like so much better.
So much better.
You guys, to tell you the truth, so going up to Ridgefield, Washington, I told Ryan, I was like, how are we going to not eat out? And he's like, we're just not going to. And I was like, well, I don't know. I thought maybe he'll make an exception. I would love to go out to lunch. That would be so fun. Like, let's go on a date. And we totally did not do it. We packed some snacks. We always have like our fuelings with us. And the meals were provided on site for the other stuff. And it was super easy. Like I didn't even feel tempted. Did you?
No.
No, of course he didn't.
No. No means no.
Ryan's perfect. But you guys, it was great. So I was so proud of us. And do you know what this does? I really want to speak to this point because I, a lot of times, will say, I'm going to do this, and then I don't. Or I do for a few days, and then I fall off the wagon. So seriously, you guys, can you just hop into the chat for a second? Or, like, give me a thumbs up on the emojis for if you, like, say, I'm going to do this, and then, like, 3 days later, you're like, oh, that was a good idea, but I didn't follow through. It's human nature, right? So let me know if that's you. I'm really curious. How many people can identify with that? And you guys, this is like, I don't even care what it was. Maybe it's a new eating plan. Maybe it's going to the gym. Maybe you decided you're going to walk your dog every day. But then you just don't follow through. It's totally normal. A lot of people, everybody I would say honestly does it. Or like, oh, I'm not going to buy my kids aren't going to do screen time. And then you're like, oh, that lasted a week. Like whatever. But I think that when we do that, so say like, I'm like, we're not going to eat out. But then I'm like, oh crap, I didn't cook anything for dinner. Let's get a pizza. Every time that happens, my self-confidence, which I'm going to go over what confidence really truly is, drops down a little bit. And self-confidence is actually self-trust. It's the trust that you have in yourself. And so my confidence that I can actually do that I can make a decision and stick to it, goes down a little bit every time I do that, because I'm like, oh, I guess I can't do that. I guess I'm not able, I'm not disciplined enough. But do you know what? Just doing this, they say 21 days to make a habit. Well, we're at day 22, baby. Yeah.
Holla.
I have self-confidence that I could do this with something else if I decide. We haven't. I'm like kind of nervous, but I'm like wondering if I could do it with coffee. I don't know. Maybe that might be
that would be a game
that would
changer.
be, you guys, that would be huge. I don't know. Do you guys think I could give up coffee for a month? I'm curious what you think. So please pop into the comments. Tell me, like totally be honest. Do you think I'm capable? You guys, I love my coffee so much, but or just like not buy coffee out, because I'm not going to stop drinking coffee because why would I?
That's a limiting belief.
Well, there would be no reason for that. Why would I? What would that improve?
I don't know.
We're going to get in a fight on camera. I'm totally kidding. But, so maybe I make my coffee at home and don't buy coffee
Or
out.
drink that.
Yes, or drink water, whatever, Ryan. Coffee from home, Seth says. Okay.
Exactly.
So maybe that will be in October. And you guys, that'll be a weekly accountability with these things that I'll be able to check in and let you know. So so let's wrap that up. So wrap up this topic. If you guys have something that you really, truly are like, I think I could do that, just make the decision every single day, or even if it's hourly and you're like, you know what, I'm still committed to it. Because at the beginning, any decision you make takes willpower. You have to follow through with the willpower, and then it becomes a habit. It doesn't matter what it is.
But here's the thing. If you think you can, you can.
Totally.
If you think you can't, you're also right.
That's true.
Think you can, and you can do it.
Yeah, and you guys, you know what the other big part of like us sticking to this goal is? I've got a good accountability partner, because we have the same goal, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna hold to it. And then like this, when we were gonna leave, and I was like, well, maybe we could go out to lunch. Could we just make an exception? Ryan's like, no.
Or vice versa, like, oh,
Yeah.
well, can we just like, let's just pause, we'll go do that, and then like we'll start back up again. No.
Mm-mm. Yeah, so accountability partner is huge with
Better
that.
together.
Better together, 100%. So even if you're not married or whatever, find a friend, somebody that you can
Your
be
mom,
accountable
your
with.
dad, your cousin,
Yeah, with
your
whatever.
dogs, Walker.
Yeah, even your kids. If you're like a single parent, say, hey kids, let's make a decision as a family, whatever it is. Like maybe we're gonna go for a family walk 3 times a week.
Yeah, Ava kept you in check the other day.
Oh, Ava totally kept me in check the other day, you guys, because she wanted to go to McDonald's, and I was like, sorry, like we're not eating
We all
out.
made a decision as a family.
We all made a
talked about it.
decision. Yeah, we made a decision. Our kids are in on the decision because this is a family thing. And we're also really trying to teach our kids, you know, really great spending habits, financial habits, health habits. And she goes, Mommy, what's your favorite restaurant?
Like a minute later.
Yeah, like not in the same conversation. Like that conversation ended, and she was really thinking about this in the backseat of the car. And she goes, Mommy, what's your favorite restaurant? And I go, I don't know, maybe I love Local Ocean in Newport. That's a great restaurant. And she goes, well, you can't eat there. And I was like, wow, okay. You're right. Not this month. So I think we might keep the no eating out going through October, do you think? Or do you think we're going to loosen up on it?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Not even once a week.
No.
Okay.
Let's just stick with it.
Okay.
We don't need it.
You're right. Wow. Okay. So, and then we're going to let you guys know what like the official goal is for October, like adding on, because what we're really truly working on, like I talked to you guys about last week, is we're working on leaning out. And how many of you guys think that leaning out is just with your body? No. We got to lean out with our mind, with our thoughts. We got to lean out sometimes in our associations and our relationships. Sometimes we have to lean out in our money, like in our spending, because we all have, there's a bigger picture, right? It's not that we're just like, oh, we don't want to eat out anymore. We have a bigger goal. And making this decision right now is going to help us get here. Does that make sense? I hope it does to everybody. Does it make sense to you? Yeah.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, Ryan. Shop update.
Shop update.
Big happenings on the shop.
Shop update. So I didn't even attempt the trusses because the trusses span the 50-foot width of the building, and it's 512 pitch, so they're like at the center they're like 11 feet tall. So I didn't even attempt that. So they're gonna set them up, or they set them up with the crane this weekend.
While we were gone.
While we were gone, which was a bummer because I didn't get to see them, and
Oh, was it a bummer? I loved it. I was like, oh, the roof's up.
So
That's awesome.
So that was fun. So the trusses are on. We have some little baby trusses that are going to come off the front for like a little front porch and like a side porch. And those are still on the ground, but we don't need a crane truck for those. We'll just set those up by hand, so that's not a big deal. But the trusses
For all the men watching, let's go into detail. So we have a roof is basically what I was getting at. Well, we have trusses. The roof isn't on yet, but the roof will be on soon.
Yes. Roof's on soon. Maybe 2 weeks.
We do get out our doors. Our kids are outside of our glass office doors, and they're like...
They really missed us.
Yeah, they really did miss us. So we are so happy to be home and see them because they are just our whole world, actually. Yeah. So, good. We covered all that. And you know what? We're going to end with this. We listened to a really awesome podcast on the way to Washington. And you guys, it's just really, it made me super teary-eyed at the end of it because it was just so awesome and meaningful. What he was saying just really spoke to me. So you guys know I'm a huge fan of Rachel Hollis. I love her Rise podcast. And I was listening to, we're about to beat our children. They're outside the door, like knocking on the door.
It's going to get real here.
It's going to get real. This is going to go reality TV in about 2 seconds. Anyways, she had Rachel Hollis on her Rise podcast had a guest. His name's Ed Milet, and he's also a motivational speaker. Just a great personal development specialist, coach. He works with a lot of athletes. He started out actually working in an orphanage with young boys, and really just mentoring them and loving on them and just really building them up and helping them become great men. And then he moved into the personal development space, and now he works with adults. But he was talking about how comparing ourselves and our journey to other people. And, we even noticed that sometimes, like when we were at this community event with a lot of other coaches, and some people, we've been in the same amount of time, maybe we're like farther ahead in our business than them, or we see people who've been in less amount of time with them, so like people that, say time is one variable, but then people are in different places in the same amount of time. So this could be, people do this with their health. They're like, they compare themselves. We do this with our finances. We do this with our parenting. We compare a lot. We do this with marriages. Anything, we really find ourselves doing that, really comparing ourselves or our successes with other people's successes. And then what happens when we compare is it really does steal our joy. Because, say if you, take like golfing or something, for example, and you played a course and you were like, I got my best score ever. And then your friend played the same course and maybe they beat you by 5 strokes, and you're like, oh man, I guess it wasn't that good. I like my golf analogy. I'm not even a golfer. Like, boom, way to pull that one out, Brittany.
That's for sure happened to me before. Not on the golf course, but in a lot of things. It's like you do something really well in your head, and you go
for yourself, like in your journey. You're like, I PR'd.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, your PR. You're like, great job, way to go. And then you see somebody else, like Brittany said, and they did it a little bit better, or did it in less time. And you go, it kind of takes the wind out of your sails, and you go, that's
yeah, maybe I'm not that great.
Maybe I'm not that great, but that's not good. That's not beneficial. you did a good job. You should be proud of yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody else does.
Yeah, totally. So he was really talking about that, about comparison. And then I'm going to leave you guys with this final thought because I loved this. He said his hope for himself when he gets to heaven someday is that he's going to meet himself basically in heaven. And he's going to meet that version of himself that God created, right? And if you're a believer, it says right in the Bible, God created us in his image. And he's going to see himself as the person that God created. Our kids are being so loud. That God created in his image, that had the most, he used up all of his potential basically that he was given. And his hope for himself was that he recognized that person. And so I really want to challenge you guys to think about that. I hope that made sense. That we were made with so much potential. You guys, human beings, we are phenomenal beings. We are made with so many abilities, with intuition, with, we just have so much capability that we're not even scratching the surface of. And one thing that I've heard that I love is that we are the only animal, right, in creation, the only creation that really limits itself on purpose. And I really want to just leave you guys with that and let you think about that. And I challenge you to think about, where are you limiting yourself in your life? Maybe because of a belief system you have, maybe something that's happened in your life where you're like, I'm not capable of that. I can't do that. I'm not good enough. I'm not her. I'm not him. I don't have a marriage like that. My kids are this, whatever kind of excuses and things that we tell ourselves. I want you to really think about that. And is it actually true? And I'm going to bet it's probably not. So I just want you to think about all the potential that you have and everything that you're capable of, and think about, maybe things in your life that you wish looked a little bit different, and then just start to take that next step. That was really deep. We went all over the place on this.
Chances are your thoughts are limiting what you're doing.
Yeah.
And if you change your thoughts, you can do anything you want to do.
Anything. Absolutely. And you know what? This is something we're actively working on. So I do not ever want to sit on this camera, to you guys and say, we're perfect, we have it all figured out. The reason we're sharing this is because it's really affecting us, and we want to share our life with you guys so that you can go, oh, whoa, okay, they're doing it. That gives me hope. Maybe I can do it too. Because you guys, we have been in such a season of growth. Growth is never easy. Like you break through one obstacle and then it's kind of on to the next obstacle. But each obstacle is a rung up on the ladder. And so that's, always helpful, right? Definitely. So, you guys, happy Sunday. And Sunday's a great day to get ready for the week. I know that I think about, okay, how do I want my week to go? What's the intention for my week? And you guys, something I use every day, here comes George, is this. I keep a bunch of these printed out in my top desk drawer. It's a little form. Once again, you guys, honestly, I'm not trying to plug myself. Maybe I am. Go to my website and get this. They're free. Just put in your email. They'll be emailed to you. Print off 100 copies or 10, whatever. Print one off for every day of the week. And you guys, I want to challenge you to fill this out, because it's really like, I do it in the mornings. I get up 1 hour before my kids. I get up at 5:30 in the morning and I fill this out. And it says, what's my word for the day? And you guys know what? I write down the first thing that comes to my mind. A lot of times it's focus. Sometimes it's intention. Sometimes it's gratitude. It just depends on what's going on with me in the day. And then today I'm thankful for my main goal right now. What are my top 3 priorities? And then you guys, my very favorite thing on this sheet that I want to challenge you to think about is, and this really helps me at the end of the day because I can look at this. What is the one thing that has to get done? And so you guys, I encourage you, go to styleyourlifewithbritt.com, enter your email. This will get emailed to you. Print off a copy for every day. And I want to know how it helps you get through your day, get through your week. It's just all about setting an intention. So Sunday is a great day for that. Set your intention. What do you want this week to look like? Make the decision to make it happen, because whatever you decide, you're capable of that thing. Okay? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. I feel so much better. I was so tired when we started this video, and now I'm ready to go. See See what happens when you do things, even if you don't feel like it. All right. Any last words for you?
Have a good week.
Have a great week, guys. We'll see you next week. So we're going to try to do these at 3 p.m. every single Sunday. All right. And if you want to catch up on like other videos that we've done, go to our YouTube channel, Style Life with Britt and Ryan. All right. See you later.